Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from Notion Hub, and in this video, I'll be showing you all the best features of the Vivo X51 5G. By the way, I'll also be making a dedicated video for the tips and tricks section where I'll be covering many things which I won't be showing you in this video. So definitely check out that video as well, link will be in the description. Now with that said, the most highlighting feature about this phone is its gimbal camera mechanism. Primary camera on this phone comes with a gimbal mechanism, which actually provides a lot more than your regular optical image stabilization. And yes, the gimbal mechanism really works and it does make a huge difference, especially while taking photos. Yes, while recording video, we definitely have the benefit, but even while taking photos, you can experience a difference with the gimbal setup, especially if your hands shake a lot. By the way, it has a 48 megapixel primary camera and it also takes some pretty good pictures. Next best thing about this phone is definitely its display. This phone sports a 6.56-inch Super AMOLED 3D curved Ultra O display with Full HD Plus resolution, 90Hz refresh rate, 180Hz screen response rate, 92.6% screen to body ratio, and a peak brightness of 1300 nits. It also supports HDR10 and has wideband L1 support. And this is definitely one of the best AMOLED displays out there. Whether it's for watching videos or playing games, you'll definitely have a great experience. Now the next best thing about this phone is the overall form factor. This is how the phone looks on the front with a 3D curved display, and this is how the phone looks on the back. It is the alpha grey color, it has a thickness of 8.04 mm and weighs 181 grams. Unlike most of the phones these days, especially flagships with massive batteries, this phone is pretty sleek and fits pretty comfortably in a single hand, and you can use it single-handedly for the most part. Overall, design and build of this phone is truly top-notch. Next best thing about this phone is definitely performance. It sports a Snapdragon 765G processor with adreno 620 GPU, 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. Even though this phone doesn't sport a flagship processor, it's still pretty good and you can play all the high-end games without any issues. If you're a normal user, you'll not even notice the difference between this processor and a flagship processor. Overall, it's good and it will satisfy everyone. Going on next, this phone also has a pretty impressive front-facing camera. It has a 32 megapixel camera with f2.45 aperture, and these are some sample shots. Next, this phone also has some pretty good rear cameras. On the rear, it has a quad camera setup with a 48 megapixel primary camera, a 13 megapixel secondary camera with optical zoom, an 8 megapixel super wide angle camera, and finally a 8 megapixel periscope telephoto lens with 5x optical zoom and 60x hybrid zoom. These are some sample shots. Next, this phone also supports Flash Charge 2.0. It comes with a 33-watt Vivo flash charger inside the box. Vivo calls it Flash Charge 2.0, and it can charge its 4315 mAh battery from 0 to 55% in about 30 minutes, which is pretty fast. Next best thing about this phone is definitely that periscope lens on the back. So unlike most of the flagships or most of the phones, this phone has a periscope lens which can offer you up to 5x optical zoom and 60x hybrid zoom, and that too with stabilization. This is one of the selling points for this phone. Here's a quick comparison of photos taken between the primary 48 megapixel camera and the periscope lens. Next, we have a brand new feature on this phone called Super Moon, where you can capture the moon like a professional camera. We also get instructions on how to do it properly. Once you select this feature, it shows you a circle on the screen and you have to align it to the moon. Vivo recommends 10x zoom or more for better results. And you need to keep your hands steady for better results. Here's a quick preview. Next, we also have a brand new Pro Sports mode where we can take pictures of fast moving subjects with minimal blur. Next, we also have a brand new feature called Astro mode. Using this feature, we can take pictures of the starry sky. For better results, do it on a clear night with less light pollution and use a tripod. Next, this phone also has a super fast in-display fingerprint scanner. This phone has an in-display fingerprint scanner, which is something very few phones offer, and even the fingerprint scanner itself is super fast. It's almost as good as your regular fingerprint scanner. It almost instantaneously unlocks the phone. Next we have fingerprint animations. If you are bored with the default or stock fingerprint animation, we can change it from the settings. Here's a quick preview. Next, this phone also comes with a regular face unlock feature. Just like all other phones out there, even this phone has the face unlock feature, but it is super fast on this phone. In good lighting conditions or well lit conditions, it is insanely fast. Most of the time I couldn't even see the lock screen. It even works pretty well in low lighting conditions and complete darkness. Overall, it is definitely usable. Next we have navigation gestures. Once you enable this feature, you can swipe from the bottom center to go home, swipe and hold for recent apps, swipe from the left side or right side to go back a step. These are the new navigation gestures, they work really well and definitely way better than the previous navigation gestures. Next we have a dedicated dark mode. Now once you enable this feature, it turns all the UI elements to dark theme and now the phone will look much more cooler. It strains your eyes less at night and you can also schedule it to automatically turn on and turn off at a specific time. Once you enable the dark mode, some of the stock applications like the phone dialer and SMS application also change their theme. Next, this phone also comes with a wide-angle camera and it does take some pretty wide-angle pictures. These are the sample shots. Next, this phone also has a camera with telephoto lens. Because of the telephoto lens, we get optical zoom, that's basically lossless zoom. But the picture quality itself isn't as good as the primary camera. Next we have Super Macro Mode. This is a new feature that allows you to take pictures of close-up objects, and Vivo does a pretty decent job with it. These are some sample shots. Next we have a dedicated night mode for the rear camera, and this is the camera interface. As of now, night mode isn't all that impressive, but might improve with a future update. These are some sample shots. Next, we also have a dedicated night mode for selfies. Next, we have Pose Master. Now this is a brand new feature from Vivo that will allow you to take better pictures in different poses. Once you enable this feature, a frame appears on the screen to track your position and guides you into a stylish pose that can stand out from the crowd. At the end of the day, it'll make you a pose master. Next we have Panorama Selfies. Now this feature allows you to take wide-angle shots using the front-facing camera. This feature can give you some pretty wide-angle selfies. Next we have Portrait Mode for both the front and rear cameras. There isn't much to talk about it, so these are the sample pictures. Next we have Short Refocus. Unlike the regular portrait mode, this phone has a feature called Short Refocus, where you can actually select the focus point and change the amount of background blur effect you want before taking a picture. And even after taking a picture, you can change the focus point and the amount of background blur effect you want from the stock gallery application. Now going on next, this phone even has Face Beauty mode. Now the name seems familiar, but usually most phones just improve the skin tones, but on this phone, we can make real-time changes to your face. Like we can change the skin tones, make your face thinner, reshape your face, and do a lot more stuff like that. Next we have face lighting effects. Just like the iPhones, we can choose different lighting effects while taking portrait shots. We can choose between natural lights, studio lights, and so on. Next, this phone also offers slow motion video recording. This is a sample footage. Next we have AR stickers. Using this feature, we can add stickers to our face. There are a few pre-installed ones and you can take some pretty funny looking pictures with them. Next, we have some camera gestures. First one is touch to capture. Simply touch the screen to capture the shot. Next, we have voice capture. Once you enable this feature, every time you say cheese, your phone will take a picture. Here's a quick preview.
Cheese. Cheese.
Now the final gesture is palm. Once you enable this feature, just show your palm to your camera and it will take a picture in 2 seconds. This feature can be really handy while taking selfies. Next, we have live photo mode. Once you enable this feature, every time you take a picture, along with the picture, your phone will record few seconds as video and link it with the picture. You can check out the video behind every picture just by doing a long press on the picture. Next, we have Smart Split. Now this is a fancy name given by Vivo for regular split screen mode. On this phone, we have a super shortcut to open split screen mode anywhere, anytime, just by swiping down with 3 fingers, and it starts the split screen mode. On previous Vivo phones, we were able to use split screen mode only in few applications. But on this phone, we can use it with almost all the applications. Next, we have Always On Display. This is a pretty well-known feature that keeps the display always on. Once you lock your phone, this feature will display important information like date and time and notifications on the display. From settings, you can also change the clock style and you can get the option to automatically turn on and turn off Always On Display at a specific time to save some battery. Next, we have Super Power Saver mode. Once you enable this feature, all the applications that are running in the background will be killed and you will be given access to only few applications like Phone Dialer, Messenger and some other applications. You can only use some applications, but once you enable this feature, it will drastically improve your phone's standby time. Let's say you're running low on battery, say 5 to 10%, and you don't want your phone to switch off, you can just enable this mode and your phone will last for hours. Next, this phone even comes with an app lock built into the system. For the first time when you open it up, it'll ask you to set up a password and then select the applications that you want to lock. We can also unlock the locked applications using the password or the fingerprint scanner, or even by using the Face Unlock feature. If you use Face Unlock feature, most of the time whenever you open a locked application, because of that super fast Face Unlock speeds, you won't even see the lock screen. Now going on next, we have a feature called Smart Click. It's a quick shortcut to allow you to perform some actions when you press and hold the volume down button when the display is turned off. From the settings page you can configure the action, but personally I like to use it for the flash. When the phone is locked, I can simply press and hold the volume down button to toggle the flash. By the way, it doesn't work if you're playing some music, and you can also press the power button to turn off the flash. Next we have one-handed mode. This phone has a massive screen and obviously you need 2 hands to use this phone. But for some reason, if you want to use this phone single-handedly, or maybe unlock the password or use the keyboard single-handedly, you can do all that using this feature. You can just swipe your finger in a particular way to shrink the screen and you can repeat it again to make it big again. Next we have 3-finger screenshot. Now before I show you how to use that, let me show you how to take a normal screenshot. Just press the volume down and power button both at the same time to take a screenshot. Now this particular trick is pretty simple and works with almost all the Android phones. Now coming back to the 3-finger screenshot, simply enable this feature and swipe down using 3 fingers to take a screenshot. Personally, I love this feature, and if you're someone who takes a lot of screenshots on your phone, then this can be really useful. Next we have long screenshot. Now for some reason, if you want to take a longer screenshot, maybe a screenshot of a web page or something else, this is what you need to do. First, take a regular screenshot. You can use the buttons or the gesture. Now you will get a small preview window, just click that and then click long screenshot button to take a long screenshot. Here's a quick preview. Now going on next, I'm going to show you how to stop or allow applications from running in the background. By default, this phone is configured to kill all the applications that are running in the background after some time. But for some reason, if you don't want some applications to be killed, say like WhatsApp or Facebook, you can whitelist those applications from here. Next we have Auto Start Management. When you kill applications from the Recent Apps page, some applications restart automatically and then they run in the background. Applications like Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp might be important, but some applications like Amazon, Flipkart or even UC browser need not run in the background automatically. So from this page, you can stop those applications from automatically restarting in the background and thereby improving some battery life. Next, I'm going to show you how to record calls automatically on your phone. Now, if you're someone like me who wants to record all the calls that you get or make, we can do it on this phone. Just go to the phone dialer settings and we have the option to record all the calls automatically. Once you enable this feature, all the incoming calls and outgoing calls will be recorded automatically on your phone. Next, we have game mode or ultra game mode. Now, this is a dedicated application or a feature from Vivo that gives you all gaming related options. It gives you features to block or reject calls, block all floating previews or floating notifications. You should definitely give it a try. Next, we have Game Center. Now, this is an application that simply lists all the games that are available on your phone in a pretty cool user interface. It also gives you complete stats of your gameplay, like how long you have been playing the game, how much data it has consumed over Wi-Fi or mobile data, and more information like that. Next, we have Game Assistant. Now, once you enable this feature for a particular game, you can swipe from the left side corner to bring up a panel with some quick actions. Here's a quick preview. Next, we have Double Click to Light. Just like the name suggests, once you enable this feature, you can double tap the screen when your phone is locked to wake it up. This particular feature works really well with Face Unlock feature. Just double tap the screen, display lights up and sees your face, and then immediately unlocks the phone. Next, we have Double Tap to Sleep. Now, once you enable this feature, you can simply double tap in an empty area on your default launcher, that's the home screen, or your lock screen to lock your phone. This is a pretty unique feature, and I wish it could even work with the status bar. Next, we have Smart Wake Gestures. Now, these are just screen off gestures, but Vivo likes to call them the Smart Wake Gestures. So these are all the gestures that are available. We can do a swipe up gesture when the phone is locked. To unlock the phone, we can swipe it down to open the camera application. We can draw a C to open the phone dialer. And draw M to play music. And there are a lot more stuff like that. So definitely check them out. Next, we have Rest to Wake feature. Now, just like the name suggests, once you enable this feature, whenever you pick up your phone, screen lights up and shows you the lock screen. If you have enabled Face Unlock feature, every time you lift your phone, display lights up, front-facing camera sees your face, and immediately unlocks the phone. Once again, just like the Double Tap to Wake feature, even this feature can give you a much more immersive experience, but sometimes it can be annoying. Next, we have a feature called App Clone. This feature allows you to use two versions of the same application at the same time. You just need to enable this feature for the applications that you want to use, and then you will be able to find two instances of the same application on your home screen. With this feature, you can use two Facebook accounts, two Instagram accounts, two WhatsApp accounts, and so on. It's a pretty cool feature, but only supports few applications. Next, we have a lot of smart call features, which I would recommend you to check them out yourself. You can put your phone near your ear to lift the call, hold it in your hand to turn on the speaker mode, swipe over the proximity sensor to lift the call, and do some other crazy stuff. So check them out yourself. Next, we have Shake to turn on the flash. Now, once you enable this feature, you can shake your phone in the lock screen or the home screen to turn on the flash. Once the flash is turned on, you can press the power button to turn it off. This feature is kinda hard to use, so personally I never used it. Instead, I use the Smart Click feature to turn on the flash. Next, we have Smart Keep Bright. Now, once you enable this feature, your phone will use its front-facing camera to see if you are looking at the phone, and if you are looking at the phone, it will not turn off the display. It's a pretty unique feature. Next, we have Smart Reminder. Once you enable this feature, every time you have a missed call or a notification, whenever you pick up your phone, you will get a gentle reminder and a slight haptic feedback. Next, we have Super Screenshot. I've already shown you how to take a regular screenshot, long screenshot, and the 3-finger screenshot. But this phone still offers a lot of things related to screenshots. We can access the Super Screenshot feature from the toggles, and once you select it, you get a lot of options. We can take a long screenshot, rectangular screenshot, we can even record the screen, and take some funny screenshots as well. This is something you should definitely check. Next we have flashlight notification. Once you enable this feature, every time you get a call or a message, LED light or the flashlight on the back flickers, giving you a visible indication. Next we have Easy Touch, which is like a floating bubble just like on the iPhones, with some additional options. You can tap it once for additional options. You can also choose a custom action for double tap, like going back, going to the home screen, or pulling down the notification bar. This feature is exactly like the floating bubble on the iOS. Next we have eye protection mode. According to a research, using smartphones, tablets, or anything that emits a blue light will affect your sleep. So once you enable this feature, it puts a warm tint on the screen and filters the blue light. You can also change the intensity of the tint to make the display look more warmer or a little bit lighter. You can also schedule it to automatically turn on and turn off at a specific time. Next we have Face Beauty for video call. Now this is kind of a unique feature that's available on this phone that will allow you to use Face Beauty mode while making video calls, especially for apps like WhatsApp and Skype. Next we have Schedule Power On and Power Off, and as the name suggests, it will allow you to power off and power on your phone at a specific time. Next we have a feature called Network Management, where we can disable internet access to applications over Wi-Fi and mobile data. Normally most people won't be using this feature, but if you're someone who wants absolute control over your phone, or maybe you don't want applications to access internet, you can use this feature and block internet access to those applications. Next we have Wireless Display. Using this feature, we can cast the screen of your phone to a smart TV or any device that supports Mirrorcast. It works with Mirrorcast, but it doesn't work with a Chromecast. Next, this phone also comes with some custom Google Assistant functions. This is one of the few phones out there that gives you custom actions, and you can make Google Assistant do things like taking a selfie or taking a photo in night mode, which is something a regular Google Assistant won't do. Next we have Digital Wellbeing. This is a feature from Google which tracks all your usage and gives you complete analysis of which apps you're using more. You can also use this feature to restrict your own usage to have a healthy digital life. Next we have Wind Down. Now this feature is part of Digital Wellbeing, which can help you sleep faster at night. Using this feature, we can schedule your phone to turn on grayscale mode and do not disturb mode at a specific time. Grayscale mode makes your display white and black, and do not disturb mode just makes your phone more silent. And overall, it helps you sleep faster at night. So guys, these are all the features offered by this phone. If I missed out on anything important, do let me know by commenting below this video, and definitely check out my video on the tips and tricks section. Link will be in the description. By the way, if you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description. It always helps the channel. If you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from Greedy Tech signing off. Have a nice day.